Hi, my name is Olivia Sapong, and today I will be talking to you about my favorite actor. So, I discovered him when I was watching one of his movies. That was the first time I was seeing him starring in any movie, actually. And this is a 2023 movie called Red, White, and Royal Blue. And he was starring as the prince in the movie. And what drew me to him was honestly the monologue that he delivered in the course of the movie. And from then, I was just hooked. I would describe that as love at first sight, but that's not exactly what it was, but probably should have been that. So this actor is none other than Nicholas Galitzine. I'm never sure if I'm pronouncing his last name right because it kind of sounds Italian. Um, I think he actually is partially Italian, so that's pretty fitting. But Nicholas, his full name is actually Nicholas Dmitry Konstantin Galitzine, which is a mouthful and also sounds more royal era, Victorian era, Renaissance, Shakespearean, if you will, type of name. And that's honestly very fitting for him as a person because it works very well with the kind of characters that he plays in different movies, which I will give you examples of very soon. Um, so he is a 31-year-old actor from London, I believe, and he's honestly just he's one of the best. Again, I discovered him when I watched his movie Red, White, and Royal Blue, which is on Amazon Prime. It's a 2023 movie, and like I said before, he played Prince Henry in the movie. He starred alongside Taylor Zakar Perez, who played as Alex, the president's son, and together they were able to make some movie magic. This movie particularly was an LGBTQ movie, which honestly, um, I think that's one of the only movies that I know of that he has acted in, had a role in something as specific as that. So, yes. Um, but again, his monologue in the movie Red, Red, and Royal Blue is what drew me to him. Um, I'm sorry. Red, Red, and Royal Blue is not the only movie that he has acted in, though. He did act in Amazon Prime's adaptation of Cinderella, which is they released in 2021. He has acted in a movie called Purple Heart on Netflix, which is a 2022 movie. He's been in a movie called The Idea of You, 2024 movie, and Mary and George, which is also a 2024 movie. And both of those, or Mary and George was actually I think it's seasonal type of movie, has episodes. So both of those movies are also on Amazon Prime. Um, Unlike most of your favorite actors that you see who have received gone to some kind of performing arts school, Nicholas Galitzine went to Dulwich College in London, which I think is on actually a community college. He was in some kind of um, drama club or so, but that's really the only formal training that he has, and that's formal, heavy on quotes. Um, he actually was recruited by the Pleasance Islington Youth Theatre Company in London. I believe they were in a carnival where he was on up on stage performing in a play, and they saw him and they were like, "Oh my goodness, this guy is so good!" And yes, so they decided to recruit him. No formal training, or formal acting training. I mean, and most of his training is very role specific, and he also undergoes intensive boot camps of sorts for his roles. Like in The Idea of You, he acted in that with I believe Anne Hathaway, and he had to play the part of a band, the lead singer of a band, and yeah. So as one of the main characters, obviously not a lot of people know how to make it look very convincing that they were in a band. So he had to undergo that boot camp, for that role. Also because the movie is American and he kind of was the only British person in the movie, so there was that too. But hey, he was good in it. Now, what makes Nicholas Galitzine such a good actor is, I think, it's his charisma. And I'm saying this because, well, first of all, there was not a lot of information I could find on this man because, unlike Americans, most Americans who are so celebrity crazy, I don't think the British are much like that. They're more, they leave their celebrities alone. And here, everyone's like, oh, I want to see the celebrity. They don't do that over there. I think that's part of the reason why there isn't much information on him. Another possible reason why there isn't much information on him online, except for like interviews here and there, which is not, honestly, just not a lot. There's a lot of critics just talking about him. But, another possible reason is probably because he is still an up and coming actor, so that would possibly attribute to why there isn't much information on him, since he hasn't really been in major roles. Like his first major role, for example, was in a 2014 movie called The Best Beneath My Feet, which if I hadn't gone to search up on him, I wouldn't know. I'm not much of a movie guru, but I doubt a lot of people know those ones. Like they're just, yes. So there isn't much information about him, but I think that part of the reason that, despite that mystery, the reason why he's been being casted now in so many movies is because of his charm and his charisma, and also for the fact that he loves his job. I realize that in these days, this day and age, if you do not love the type of job that you have, you are not, especially when it comes to the entertainment industry, if you don't like what you're doing, you're not going to be good at it. You're not going to draw people. Your energy will be off, and it's going to show that your energy is off when you're acting in a movie or singing, and all those little things really is what draws people to, or makes people more inclined to watch a movie. And if you don't have that, you like that characteristic or that charisma, people are not going to want to watch your movie. Thankfully, Nicholas Galitzine has good charisma. He loves his job. He embraces his roles. He embraces his characters as if it were him personally, and goes about it that way. And that really works well for his movies. Another thing is also really just because of where he's from. Again, because his roles are um, his characters are role specific, or he is chosen for role specific movies. He they usually use him when they want to do like some kind of British character. And because of where he's from, he already naturally has the accent. There's no need to learn how to get the accent or any of that stuff, or learn how to be British. He does those things naturally. So that also really works for him. That's I guess the British charm that just works for him. And the last thing that really draws him, I think, that makes him be such a good actor, is just his tone. The tone that he uses when he is in a movie, in any movie, honestly, it has this charm and this wit. It's the type of tone that if the person was talking to you, you would actually stop and listen and hang on to every single thing that he is saying. And that is just what Nicholas Galitzine does. In his movies, the way he speaks, again, like in some of his monologue, especially in the movie Red, White, and Royal Blue, like it makes you hang on to all of that. He acts like his characters. He speaks like his characters. He makes himself those characters, and all of those things, at the end of the day, they add on. They add up. You want someone, if you're in a movie, you want to, or watching a movie, you want to see someone, but like, even though it's just a character, you can relate to that character. And that is exactly what Nicholas Galitzine does. The way he speaks, his tone, how he carries himself, all of that makes you, feel like you can relate to him on a personal level, or relate to his character on a personal level. And at the end of the day, that's really what the movie industry is looking for: someone who can draw a crowd and make their characters look so relatable that more people will watch. And it's really beneficial. All these things are what makes him such a good actor. So Yes. Thank you.